Did you know that a democratic state has 3 branches of power? These are the legislative, executive, and judicial powers. To help you better understand each of these powers, imagine a tree with 3 branches with the state at the top. In a democratic country like Canada, laws are necessary for society to function properly. The legislative, executive, and judicial powers create, implement, and enforce laws. In Canada, these powers are divided into different institutions. Parliament is responsible for drafting and voting on legislation. It is, therefore, the legislative branch. Once the legislative branch has approved and passed these laws, the executive branch implements them. The government holds this power. It governs the country in a way that respects the laws passed by the legislative branch. For example, the Canadian Environmental Protection Act, adopted in 1999, promotes sustainable development and pollution prevention. In this case, the Prime Minister, who is the head of the government, and his cabinet of ministers must ensure that everyone complies with environmental standards. It is then up to the judiciary branch to impose sanctions on companies, individuals, or groups that break the law. This power is held by the courts that are the judiciary branch. In Canada, the highest court is the Supreme Court, but there are several other courts. As you can see, the government does not hold all the power. Its power is limited to implementing laws, which is the executive power. That's why it's called a democratic state. The people have a say in political decisions. For example, they elect the members of parliament of the various political parties. The judiciary power is separate from the other 2 powers, meaning it can rule on acts or laws without having to ask permission from the government or the people. This is what separation of powers means in a democratic government. Some non-democratic countries with dictatorships have a single leader who has extreme control over all 3 branches of power. This is known as the concentration of power. In these particular cases, the people have no influence on the leader's decisions. The following diagram summarizes the roles played by Canada's 3 branches of power.